Hello, friends. Good morning, my time, or good evening, or good afternoon, wherever you are watching this particular video. All right, this video is going to be in response to I saw a clip of video on YouTube about Dave Omahi's speech in Anambra State, where he's mocking or criticizing Peter Obi when he was the governor of Anambra State. He made a lot of insinuations there, or should I say it, he made a lot of misrepresentation of facts during the time of Peter Obi governance in Anambra State. Now, this video, I'm going to play this video. I believe you guys have seen this particular video. I'm going to play this video. And then again, after that, then I will come back to analyze or give you guys my own opinion on what he was doing on that particular video. So please watch this particular video and I'm going to be right back.
A committed, effort by some people building their own content creation to undermine the great work the president is doing. But we will not allow it. We sharpen our mouth. They tackle us, we tackle them. Okay? The obedient us, we tinable them. We assuage them. So we can't keep quiet. Let them tell us what they have achieved in their place. Somebody was telling me when we had a small debate, Peter Obi left $50 million. He left 180 this thing. I said to him two things. Obiano, said, look, you left this money in the bank, but look at the contractors you are owing. So by the time he took the money and paid the contractors, everything was in the negative. But that is not the story. The story is that there was a story in the Bible of a businessman, a rich man, that was going on, on a tour vacation, and he called his servants. This one he gave this amount, this one he gave this amount, this one he gave this amount. Go and trade with it and make profit. And when he came back, the first one said, you gave me this, this is what I brought. This one gave me this is what I brought. Then one of them, who instead of using the money to create airports, to create durable roads, to create a seaport, to create industries other than brewery, he said, look, I know whom you are. I have had to put your money in the bank because you reap where you didn't sow. And so the man said, oh, if you knew that I was this, why did you take up the responsibility of being the governor of my state? And so you can't be serving when the people are hungry, when there is no industry, when the roads are like pepero, so you can't be doing AI politics. This is very important. So we have to support the president. We have to pray for him. You see this second tenor, God already ordained it. So
I've seen the video on the speech that is made there. Should I say he is criticizing? Or should I say he's misrepresenting the facts? Or should I say he's mocking Peter Obi? These three things could be either of them. But one thing that I'm going to advise all of us, including I live in diaspora. I'm not in Nigeria, all right? But there are certain things, not every speech or not every critique deserves response. Okay? What David Omahi is doing here is he's clinching the last straw. He is clinching the last straw. Now, in politics, there's something we call diversion. There are certain questions that they might ask you that you don't have the facts, or the fact is against you, or you have been cornered. What do? You divert by explaining the positive, the things that you are doing for yourself and for the government instead of answering those questions. So you have to deviate from that particular questions by not answering that particular questions in order not to worsen the situation or implicate yourself. So in politics, I need obedient, very what word should I use to qualify them? Are they rational? Yes. But they have some intensity in them to match you back to what you serve on the table. They don't hold back. Or should I call them the attack dog of P2B? Because rarely you see P2B being respond to any critics, except when he tries to damage his own personality by misrepresenting his fact or his own person. But as I said, in politics, not every speech or every critique deserves a response. Instead, you ignore it because what he's trying to do, Dave Umahi is in a very serious problem with the death of that lady in his house. So instead of responding to that particular critique, you are helping him to deviate the attention of whatever he's saying about P2B. Okay? So he's trying to draw attention away from that particular incident, and that is why he's using P2B. Any small opportunity he has to bring P2B. Because P2B, anywhere you mention P2B, it resonates. People want to listen. People want to hear, are you being in a positive side or you are in a negative side? So in that particular speech, okay, what do you expect him to do? A man that is cornered, a man that is in a serious problem, you've been accused of, or should I use accused or alleged, but a murder in your own house is a serious case. So what do you expect him to say when you've given that opportunity is to draw away that attention, because he knows that when he criticizes Obi, a lot of people are going to come over him, and then it's going to prolong that attention shifting from that murder case or from that death case into P2B. So that is why I say it's not every speech you hear from Omahi that you have to respond to. Instead, even for me, what I'm going to do if I'm an advisor or a campaign manager or political advisor, what I'm going to do is that if he make that speech, like I saw some obedient fans respond, like Dana. There's a guy they call Dana, and I saw some other people try to respond to that speech. In politics, what you have to do was, when he criticized your own candidate, okay, or made a false representation during the governance of P2B in Anambra State, you do not respond directly to that particular critics. Instead, what you're supposed to do is to bring back that death of that lady there. So you ignore that critics of his governance. In your response to that critics, you bring back that death of that lady, put it back in focus in the media. And you see, when he see that you guys are not falling to that prey or follow him where he wants you guys to go, that anytime he criticizes P2B, you guys are bringing that the death of that lady, he will stop. That is how to play that politics. Okay, that is how to play. So I'm advising every obedient supporter or his media representative, when Umahi attack Obi, either falsely or misrepresentation of facts, please do not respond back directly to that accusation. Instead, bring back that death of that lady and say, Umahi, all right, you've accused my candidate of this and that, this and that. But that, fine. All right? That is not where what we're here to discuss. We have a case. We need an explanation, further explanation on why a federal worker was accommodated in your own house and even died in your own house. You've not given us clearer explanations, because the more you talk, the more there are holes in your explanations. So you have to bring back, because he's trying to erase that topic, that particular topic of the death of that leg from the media by using P2B, because he knows you guys are going to respond to that P2B's false misrepresentation. So anytime he accuses or try to mischaracterize P2B individually or his campaign, do not respond directly to that particular fact. Instead, bring back the death of that lady. Whatever sins that Umahi has committed, bring it back to the media. And when he sees that this thing is not going the way he wants it, that when he attacked Obi, you guys are coming back with that death of that lady, he will stop and go back to the drawing plan and see what is going to work. So the mistake I'm seeing all the media, or should I say the obedient supporters are doing, is that they are responding back directly to that misrepresentation, which is not good, because what you are doing is you are helping him to silence the death of that lady. He's looking for something to cover up, to push away that narrative, that incident of that death of that lady, to not be appearing in any digital media or social medias, or even the net, most of these national medias. Okay, so that's what I say he's clutching the last straw. Okay, so that is how we're in the campaign season. You guys are the attack dog. Okay, every presidential candidate has the attack dog. Peter Obi is going to play the good dog, you guys are going to play the bad dog. But there's ways to play it. When somebody attacks your candidate with other facts, misrepresentation, allegation, or critics, and you guys know that what that person is saying is lie, there are certain things you have to, it's either you ignore it, or if you have to respond, do not respond immediately. Go back to the archive. What is that particular individual sins in the past or currently that he tend to hide? Now, Omahi has a case in his hand, the death of that lady. He is trying to push any narrative from the media to silence that case appearing in any social media. So when he attacked Obi, the only person that resonates to the public in any media is Peter Obi. When he mentioned Peter Obi, people attention is drawn. People click. All right. So he knows the only person he can mention to divert attention from that particular incident is to mention Peter Obi. What do you do in turn? Do not respond directly to that accusation. Instead, bring back the death of that lady as your response. Put it back in the media and let people comment on that. They all have media assistants who watch the net, who advise them on what to go. That is how, in politics, sometimes you have to deviate by answering some questions that have fact that you cannot defend yourself by a diversion of using other answers. So that is what I saw on this particular video. To me, all what he's saying there was just meaningless. I didn't see any fact in that. That's a misrepresentation of fact. Okay, so, but I know what he's trying to do in there. He's trying to cover up. The fact is there. There's a murder case. There's a death in your own home. And I've been hearing there's an insinuation that the lady was pregnant. And then, so this just an allegations. I don't have the fact. I cannot prove it, but I've been hearing from media. So I've been looking around and they said that the lady is pregnant and then the wife was against it. So there are all different kinds. It's only Dave Omahi knows why the lady died in his own home. There are a lot of holes in that particular speech that he gives out there. So friends, please, you guys have to be focused. In politics, there's something called diversion. He's using diversion to cover that incident, not to appear in the social media by using Peter Obi. So in your response, don't respond directly to that particular misrepresentation. Bring back that lady's death. Put it in the media. Okay, let that particular incident continue to be in the media. Or that's how you draw attention. And when he sees that his method is not working, if you see in the past 2 weeks, he says this is not working, he tries another method, it's not working. So this is what every politician doesn't want, is for you guys to publish the bad things about it in the media. So if there's anything they can use to cover it up, they're going to use it. So that's what my take on that particular video. What he's trying to do in there is diversion. Cover up the incident of that lady that passed away in his house by using Peter Obi as a makeshift. Divert attention. So in your response to Omahi, if you have to, is to bring back that lady's death in the media so that he let it continue circulating. And when he sees that you guys are not falling to the prey of Mr. Obi, he's going to withdraw and try to figure out what to say again. For every interview Omahi speaks, bring back the death of that lady. Okay, to the media, because I could see that the lady is now, that incident is now being melted away in the media. So you guys should bring it back to the media and let's debate about it. So that is my take on it. I'm not going to go into responding to whether Peter Obi government left money or not. That is useless. Everybody knows the fact. But I know what he's trying to do in there is diversion, covering the incidents by using Peter Obi. Okay, so that is my take on it. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Keep watching. Bye-bye.